everybody. Our next guest is a food writer inspired by the rich culinary scene of the Canadian Prairies.
Today, he's shining a spotlight on some of the iconic dishes made famous by local pubs. Say hello to Dan Clapson. Welcome.
Thanks for having me. Thank you. Happy to be here.
Dan, before we get into the food, we want to take a moment to acknowledge the wildfires that are ongoing in Manitoba and Saskatchewan, and we are thinking of everyone who's impacted by that. You, of course, are from, you grew up in Saskatoon, so how are your loved ones doing?
So the fires are not really close to the cities, but I mean, cabin life is very much a thing in the prairies, right? So a lot of people maybe can't access their cabins, or there's a bad smoke everywhere. So yeah, I appreciate that. Wildfires are bad and they happen in a lot of different places now.
Let's go on to happier things,
Onward and upward.
which are these delicious-looking dishes you've brought in. And we're going to start our trip to the prairies in Winnipeg and try the famous Fat Boy Burger.
Yes, I'm not sure if there's any prairie people in the audience here, but a Fat Boy Burger is,
Yes!
that's you. I like it. We love it. We love to see it. So the Fat Boy Burger is Winnipeg's own. It dates back to, I believe, the 60s. And this burger, it's an amped up cheeseburger, somewhat similar to a banquet burger you'd find in Toronto, but they put spiced meat sauce on it. That's the main twist here, and cheese on the bottom. So
How did you do that, Sid?
I'll let you dive in. So the meat sauce, what makes it different is it's meat sauce you'd find in something like moussaka. So there's some spices in there like cinnamon and clove, really warming, really nice. So that really sets it apart.
It is amazing. I understand that the building order of this burger is crucially important.
Yes.
Talk about that.
For Fat Boy purists, you want to start with...
Sorry. I'm not joking. No, I love it. I love it.
I can't have anyone from Winnipeg getting mad at me today. But so you start with a sesame seed bun, lots of mayo on top. Then you go with iceberg.
Oh, I love this.
Yeah, tomato slices. And then you put pickle spears. This is the standard, the classic. Some people put the medallions, but the spear is really like the OG way to do it.
Okay.
Followed by a lot of meat sauce, a patty, cheese, diced onion, and then of course the bottom with a bit of mustard.
Now, are there different variations for the Fat Boy Burger?
So purists would say no, but
Yeah.
but like some places do, it might have a cornmeal bun, or the pickles might be slightly different, or the onions are on top. But fundamentally, you're going to find all of these elements in the burger for sure.
Man, it's a good burger.
It's amazing.
good,
And
right?
you have a tip of how to give our homemade burgers a bit of an added restaurant quality. Which, hot tip, my grandmother used to do this as well.
Oh, like steaming the buns, yeah. So if steaming the buns is not hard, you can do it in the microwave, which is how I prefer to do it. So you can do this for any kind of burger. It's not just this burger, obviously. If you wet a paper towel and put it with like a plastic bowl or a dome in the microwave for 15, 20 seconds, it'll soften the buns and you get that sort of like pillowy, restaurant quality, which we
Love.
it.
What else could you do with the meat sauce on here?
I mean, I eat it on anything. I like a chili dog, a sloppy joe, you put on roast potatoes. You can even have it for breakfast with an egg.
Oh yeah,
why not?
that would be delicious.
Yeah, a lot of different
Okay,
things.
so next we're traveling to your hometown of Saskatoon, and we're going to try some boneless dry ribs.
Whoa!
Tell us about how you made them.
Well, first and foremost, I don't know why we call them dry ribs because they're not actually ribs. It's chopped up pork tenderloin. But
Oh, okay.
I know, that's our little Saskatchewan secret there. But how I make them at home is I like to brine chopped up pork tenderloin. I just make a basic brine out of white vinegar, a bit of water, some sugar, some salt, bay leaf garlic. Let that soak for a bit so it helps it, of course, flavor, but also from overcooking when you fry it. A light batter, and then you can cook it in a traditional pot, but air fryer would work just as well for sure.
Talk to me about this dip.
Yes, so this is honey dill dip, which I know if you're from Manitoba, you may say, hey, we have this dip too, but the boneless dry ribs and honey dill dip is a combo that's Saskatchewan specific, and it's really simple. At a pub, you'd get it made with mayo, dry dill, and a little bit of mustard, and here I just add in some fresh herbs and some pickle juice. I love pickle
Oh my God,
juice.
I love pickle juice too, and the fresh dill is so nice.
Oh yes, nice and bright.
The rub on this, like the crispiness, it is so good.
I
It
mean,
is delicious.
That comes down to a deep fryer versus an air fryer, I would say.
Okay.
So I mean,
so
hot
you do
oil
have
can be your friend.
to, you got to deep fry these. I can't make these at home in the oven.
If you can, but if you want the true crispy experience, I would recommend frying in sort of like a Dutch oven or cast
okay,
iron
I can
pot
do
would be
that.
good. Yeah,
I
yeah,
can do that.
it's,
Okay.
it's easier than you think, for sure.
Okay, so next up you've brought this Greek-style pizza, which I've never seen anything quite like this. What's the origin behind this?
So I actually flew with this pizza from Calgary. This is
What?
Yes,
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. That's where they clap.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
And I will say, if you fly carry-on with food, you can't bring ice cubes or gel packs. So I took frozen blocks of spinach, and that kept it cold the whole way. So,
Oh my God, that's very clever.
yeah, I'm weird and fly with pizza. So there we go. So this is a Greek-style pizza, or Greek family restaurant-style pizza. You can find it across the prairies, but Regina would claim it perhaps as Regina-style pizza.
Okay.
And the main takeaway from this kind of pizza is a bit of a thicker crust. You can see lots of cheese around the edges,
Yeah.
and you can see a lot of cheese on top.
Yeah.
And then they actually broil the top of it. So you can see it's like golden brown. You don't really get that with a lot of different types of pizza across the country, so this would be specific to the prairies.
Oh my God, and Greek made.
Yes, Greek made. So in the sauce, you'll also get a bit of oregano, a bit of sweetness. So the pizza sauce is different as well. And I mean, Not that I've ever had a hangover, but if I did, I think this would cure it.
Oh my gosh, this is delicious.
Yeah.
So our final stop is Alberta, and since we're on a pub tour, you brought a famous cocktail for us to try. What do we have here?
So this is the Shaft. This is a cocktail.
The Shaft.
The Shaft.
The Shaft.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Just wanted to make sure I got that correctly. Do we want to talk about the origin of the name of that?
A bit of a callback to your thirst trap photos.
Exactly.
Exactly. There we go. So it's a spin on the espresso martini. All that's different with it is that there's an addition of Irish cream liqueur in it. It's a shaken drink, so you have a coffee liqueur, the Irish cream. You can put a bit of cream in there as well just to amp it up. Vodka, shake it, have it over ice. It was created at the Living Room, allegedly, on 17th Avenue in Calgary. And when I was younger, we would just order it and drink it really fast. But I'm not sure if that's tradition or if that's just how we did it.
Okay, all right.
Looking back now.
But seriously, what is the origin of the name of Shaft?
It's tied to the movie, actually.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, the famous movie. So, yeah.
Famous movie,
Yeah.
got it.
Okay, so for our last dish, we're staying in Alberta to sample a steak sandwich.
Yes.
Tell us about this.
I feel like I'd be remiss to not include steak sandwiches in this, and obviously, yeah, it looks really beautiful. So Alberta is obviously the epicenter of Canadian beef, right? It's definitely part of our food identity, our food fabric in Alberta. And so here, depending on where you go, you can get a steak sandwich many different ways. Virtually, I would say, broadly speaking, most restaurants and pubs and steakhouses will all have a steak sandwich. So here I've done it with a sirloin tip, which is a cheaper cut of beef. I mean, if you want to save some money, it's a great option. And then you marinate it first, so you get that tenderness with it still. That's always a great tip with cheaper cuts of beef. And then I served it on top with some pickled onions and herbs, just for pop of color. On the base is garlic toast, a bit of cheese. I mean, can't go wrong, really.
I love this because the marinating really works because my teeth went right through it. Do you know what I mean? Like without that.
And the,
No,
and
we
the
don't want that
dill
with the-
aspect.
But you have a
Greatness.
great suggestion for when we do serve, let's say, at a dinner party, pricier meats, how to stretch it out a bit.
Yes, so people like luxury, but luxury can be expensive. So if you do, there's nothing wrong with getting a pricey cut of beef for a steak sandwich at home, but if you pre-slice the meat before you serve it, this even goes for like cooking a steak on the grill.
Right.
Pre-slicing it before you serve it, people are gonna eat less. You don't need to cook 6 steaks for 6 people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I love this.
that.
I love
that
this.
too.
Great.
Okay, so what is this marinade that Jess was mentioning that you made for the steak?
I put a mixture of horseradish, mustard, a little bit of vinegar. I have some sliced onions in there. And then you let it sit for a while. And you can keep the onions and the juice after. We cook them down after we grilled the steaks. And they turn into caramelized onions that are at the bottom of the toast there.
I love it. Okay, so are there other variations of this sandwich?
If you go to, I don't want to say upscale restaurant, but like a steakhouse may use their leftover prime rib and have it carved the next day.
Okay.
So that's always a good option. Again, any sort of like leftover beef can be repurposed sort of in this format. All you need is like I just like white toast for this, honestly, because I don't like a hard sourdough crust with this.
It's
You want
gonna
something
hurt your
soft and
mouth.
again, something
Yeah,
soft
yeah,
and
yeah.
like melt in your mouth, you know?
So
Just
good.
like the beef.
We love when you stop by. Thank
thank
you so
you.
much.
Thank you.
It's been fantastic.
Hey, you, come a bit closer. We've got so many more must-see interviews, spicy debates, lifestyle tips, and pop culture moments. So subscribe to our channel by tapping the logo below and don't miss out.